All right, hey everybody. I am Jeff, as you know, hopefully. I am here to do a quick contest entry. It's a semi quiet Saturday morning, got my coffee, and I happened to stumble across the contest reminder video that Jacob did, and I realized, wow, I forgot the contest is, coming to a close real quick at the end of the month. So this is for Jacob over at New Sounds and Old. That is his new channel name. If you've been around for any length of time, he used to be called, well, we called it one thing, but he explains in the new video why he changed the name. And it used to be Moon Rock, which is a Denmark pronunciation of the letters. But anyway, and then you may remember if you were here for the one of the last lottery contests, he was the lottery winner. We all sent records over to him over there for that. That was great. And anyway, he's doing a new name and a new contest based on his name, New Sounds and Old. So he talks about how, and I kind of maybe have acknowledged this, but really came to realize it when I took a look. So he says that he's in his mid 40s. Most of us, when we get a little older, we tend to stop listening to new music and focusing mainly on stuff we grew up listening to. And I think we all kind of can know that. But what he wants to see is he wants to see a new band and an old band, focusing on bands that maybe you don't think other people, that have not become hugely popular, that maybe other people haven't discovered yet, that maybe you feel like you're the only one that really has discovered them yet. So we want to share and recommend a new band and an older band. So he's kind of wanting to limit it to 2020. So I went through and I looked and wow, I have like no new bands. I am really the epitome of what he was describing. I looked through, so I have two major realms. If you watch my videos, I have two major realms of music I collect. I collect, regular mainstream music and Christian music. Christian rock, Christian metal. So I looked, okay, well, let's check out Christian rock, Christian metal. I checked in there. I have 4 albums that I bought in 2020 that were released new music in 2020. But the bands were all pre-existing bands, nothing new. The new Striper, the new Neil Morse, the new Red, who was the other one, and the new Bride album. Brand new music from those bands, but these are bands that have been around for decades. So, doesn't really count. On CD-wise, I have 2, 3, 4, probably less than 5 that are actual new bands with first releases in 2020. So then I looked over in the mainstream stuff, and I'm like, wow. It's even worse there. It seems like everything I have bought has been a reissue or a band that's been around forever. Yeah, the new Raven, the new Ace Frehley. I mean, all of these are bands that have been around forever and they have new releases. But as far as a new band, wow. But I was able to find some thanks to my subscription to the Metalhead box. Last month's box brought me in new music. So I'm going to go for new music. We're going with Canadians Freeways. It's their first album, band I'd never heard of. After I posted the video describing this in the box, a couple people have come forward and said, yeah, I've heard that album. It's great. I love it. I know Scott Waters showed it on his top 20? It was in his top 30 for 2020. So I had never heard it. Wasn't familiar with the band. It came in the Metalhead box a couple weeks ago. I've been listening to it over and over and over. So this is brand new band, brand new music. And yes, this is going to have to be the qualification for that. Now, I was limiting myself to vinyl, but even then, I don't think I bought a lot of brand new bands, even on CD, because I really haven't bought much on CD recently. Except for, like I say, on the Christian market, I have some new CDs. And even some of those were I think the ones that were not Christian were the ones that Scott Waters released on his label. They were new bands, new CDs. But sticking to vinyl, this is one of the only ones I really could come up with that was something that I would recommend to a wider range. There are some, the Metalhead box did bring some metal to me, a little more extreme stuff. But this is just solid rock. Kind of a classic rock feel. It's got that Nawabum feel. That's how they describe themselves. So you hear a little bit of early Def Leppard. There's a lick in one of the songs I heard the other day. I'm like, wow, that is just right off of the first Def Leppard album. They got that sound, that that British feel. So it's a good, solid, just rock album, hard rock, not metal or anything. So I think that it's more palatable to a larger audience. So you really should just look them up, check them out. First recommendation of something new. Now for something old, I've got a lot of that. I could recommend a lot of that, but again, I'm looking for something that maybe is not as well known, maybe not as widely known into a larger audience. So I was kind of looking for something a little more obscure that still kind of had a story to tell behind it. So I went with this. This is Rubicon, and this is their first, I believe this is their first album from 1978. Now Rubicon, I believe California band, even though they kind of have almost a little southern rockish flair, but they kind of got that classic rock. They got horns. They've got a funk sound at times. There's multiple people in the band. They did an album that came after this, the second album that I would like to get to, but this is the only one I've run across so far in the wild. And the things that makes this band of any real notoriety for many of us is the fact that it's got these two fellas here in the band. So this is Jack Blades on bass, and this is Brad Gillis on guitar. And if you know those names, a couple years after Rubicon, they formed Night Ranger. So we've got two of the members of Night Ranger played together in Rubicon, and it's a cool album. Like I say, it's very much a funky feel from the late 70s with some of the keyboards and the rhythms, and you can see that there's 7 guys in the band. It's got all kinds of that, some horns that go on. So it's got that really cool, funky, classic rockish feel. So I would encourage you to check this guys out. This is an older album that maybe is not as popular in most circles. And as far as I know, according to Discogs, they released this in 78 and they released a 79 album, and I believe that's about it. So I'm looking to run across the other one in the wild at some point, but I did find this one in great shape. So that's it. That's my contest entry, Jacob. Congratulations on the new name, and hopefully everything will take off and you can get this channel in a direction that you are seeking to go in with this new year. Thanks everybody for watching, and make sure you check it out. I'll have his video link below. You've got 1 day to enter. The contest ends tomorrow, the 31st. Get your entries in, and I'll see you later. Rock on.